Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown, here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber, and this is State of Atlanta.
What are you, like the movie phone guy? What's going on?
Like Kramer, when Kramer did the movie phone on Seinfeld, he was trying to recreate it, and he's like, "Press 1 for Titanic," and he's like, waited, like, "Press 2."
Fun fact, my voice was the voice of Hollywood 24 at I-85 since 2000 until it closed. So if you ever
Really?
called that movie theater, that was me.
Dude, well, what did you say? Was like, "Welcome to Hollywood 24."
At I-85, for showtimes, press 1. For press 2.
This is a great fact about you that I never knew, Tim. This is awesome. So, like, what was your script? How much was you?
I mean, they said make a script to interact with the people and have them press buttons. And no one at the movie theater wanted to do it. So I said, all right, I'll do it. And it took like 15
Did you
minutes.
oversell it? Did you like really like lean into it?
Yeah, you had to. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh man,
So
I wish it
great.
was still open because I would just call that to like listen to you right now. That's awesome.
It was amazing.
The Regal off of 85 over there in like Chambly.
The big purple monster is what he called it.
Okay.
Lit up in purple neon.
I think I had a buddy of mine that worked there as well. Awesome. All right. Before we get started in what is probably going to be a very spirited conversation about what's going on with the football program, I want to toss this out there up front because we normally put it at the end, and we'll do it at the end as well. But I do want to encourage our listeners to check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. $5 a month. You get access to a group chat that includes all three of us and all of our Patreon members, which is by far the best conversation about Georgia State real time during games, out of games. It's awesome. Discounts on merchandise, early access to last call, all kinds of stuff like that. Just want to put it out there. Patreon.com/State of Atlanta. Encourage you guys all to join. It really helps us keep doing this exact same thing. It pays for these mics. It pays for all of this kind of stuff. So thanks for that. Now, with that said,
wait, if you didn't listen now, you'll hear it again at the end.
Yeah, you will hear it, and you'll hear Tim's script. His script is a lot better than mine. All right.
He does it in his movie phone voice too.
Oh,
hello.
You've got to do it movie phone voice this time. You've got to do movie phone. Yes. All right. I'm gonna be too drunk to remember that, but Ryan, remind me to tell him to do in movie phone voice. All right. This game is happy state. So I really thought, I believed, because I'm a dumb Atlanta fan who believes in everything, that we were going to win this game. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I thought we were going to win this game. That said, I was prepared for a loss. And I could have handled a 28-27 loss. I could have handled a hard-fought game. We were outclassed, outshone, outcoached, outplayed in every aspect of this game. And it pissed me off.
Yeah,
so bad.
You know, I've been calling it a loss for a while, but I really thought we were going to just lose by like the field goals that we can't get, or the extra point we missed, or something like that would be like why we lost, not just that we got dominated all over the field all night by a crap App State team.
I actually thought we were going to win. I really did. We were at the tailgate. I was talking about it. I was like, I feel good about today. I feel like we're gonna turn the corner here. Georgia State football. We're gonna look good on offense. We'll have decent defense. App State is a step down from, honestly, JMU. They are. I mean, they can't admit that they're better. They're not. But little did I know that we were there to undo all of that and make all the mistakes. Not perform on offense. Throw the ball every down. I don't know. We did all of it.
I told Larry, by the way, Larry brought the pizza oven out, and the tailgate was by far the best part of the day, and it wasn't even close. But I told Larry before the game, I said, you know what, I think we actually have this roster we have and our coaching staff. I think we may have a top 5 Georgia State team right now. Our record doesn't show it, but I think we have the quality of player, the talent, and we have, a coaching staff that really wants to win, that we are in a top 5 team. Because I was trying to think about it. So I think everyone would agree that 2019 team with Dan Ellington is probably our best team we've ever had, right? And then you can argue there's, maybe Connor Manning's second
Connor
year, or
Manning. Yes.
Granger's second year, Arbuckle's second year. They're in the mix in there somewhere. But I think that we have the ability to be that top 5 team. And man, when I watch that game, if this is the top 5 teams we can get, damn.
I mean, talent has never really been our problem throughout. I mean, since we started, right? I mean, we know that we have like really good players across the field, and I mean, and then it proves itself out because we've had multiple people go to the NFL. We've people who were going to go onto the NFL who were still losing games with us for some reason, right? So like, there's definitely something else going on there. And this, to me, I mean, all of this points that looks like coaching, right? This one particular, but it's like, if all the coaches are bad too, what's the common thing? I have no idea, right? Maybe there's something holding our coaches back from being able to do what they need to do. But I mean, it started on the very first snap when Finley runs out there and starts the game. I don't really understand why that happens, and I think it was just like a couple plays in. It might have been the very first play. He pegs the back of a lineman, and it bounces off of him.
Hey,
Like the first.
Hey, that's a last call.
He's
That's a last call
excited.
conversation, Ryan.
But the guy's taller. The guy's taller than everybody else on the field,
Right.
and he nails him in the back of the head with a football. And I'm like, all right, okay, well, that's a little weird.
So you dropped the F word first with Finley. I think the only conversation that can really be had about this team right now is this whole 2 quarterback system and what's going on there. All right, so we are not a stats podcast. We don't talk stats because we don't know them.
We like
But
60%. We like that.
I'm gonna give you a couple of small stats to look at between 2 quarterbacks. You got one quarterback that goes 13 for 26, has 91 yards, averages 3.5 yards a down, 0 touchdowns and 1 interception, versus a quarterback that goes 19 for 35, 212 yards, 6.1 yards on average, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions.
There was technically 3 touchdowns because one of them with his feet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
just so we're because we're
Sorry.
touchdowns.
Yeah, I have the rushing stats as a separate thing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just still like,
But-
yeah.
But Ryan, let's get into that. Let's go to the rushing stats. All right, Cam 7 carries for 30 yards, so 4.3 yards per attempt, touchdown. Finley 1 carry. They registered 1 carry, -8 yards.
Yeah, it was a sack. So
I remember that sack, and I was like, "What are we doing?"
Why? Del McGee obviously is a very intellectual football IQ guy. Why are we doing 2 quarterback system? Why is Cam not starting? And why is he not playing every single down?
yeah, I don't have any insider information on that, but I think I've been dropping like 2 theories, right? One, it's a promise, and he's keeping his recruiting promise, which you got to do as a good recruiter. Otherwise, people start thinking that you should not have promised that if that's the case. I don't think that's what it is. He dropped a little nugget during the press conference again today. No, today is the one I watched. I didn't watch the post game one.
Look at Ryan doing research. This is how bad Georgia State's gotten. Ryan's actually listening to press conferences.
I know, right? I'm like falling asleep to this press conference. No, he dropped a little nugget, and he basically said one of our quarterbacks is an elite arm talent, right? And so, like, to me, that is my second theory, is that he thinks that with enough snaps, it's going to be Finley. Finley has an arm on him, right? He just can't aim. He just can't aim those long balls for anything for some reason. He just needs to work on that. I think Coach thinks that Finley just needs enough snaps, and all of a sudden he's going to be a talent, right? He's going to be the guy once it clicks, and it's just not. But again, I don't have insider information. Nobody's told me anything like that. It's just what I sort of think he's thinking.
No. I mean,
Alright.
I'm not saying you're wrong in your assessment. What I'm saying is if your assessment's correct, he is wrong in what he's doing. You've got to go with a guy that clearly moves the ball downfield. And Cam Brown has done that. And I just you can have the best arm in the world. If you can't read defenses, you can't make quick decisions on what needs to happen, you can't move the ball downfield.
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care.
I mean, the only thing you gotta be fair about here, honestly, is, like, by the time we get Cam Brown in the game consistently, they're already up big. We know they subbed in some defensive players. They were kinda coasting a little bit. We didn't get a full sample size. Like, if you go back to the first half of the game, neither quarterback was really doing I mean, we didn't do well. Like, we didn't score any points, right? So, I
We
guess
scored more
in the
points in
second
the first half than they did. Right, wait. We scored more points in the first half than we scored all game. I don't know. I don't know. I forget. I don't have
We
the
didn't
box
score
score
any
in front of
points
me.
in the first half.
we
There we
didn't score
go.
any points.
That's what it was.
And you
We
guys
scored more points in the second half than they scored in the first half. That was the stat that I was looking at. We scored more points in the second half. They scored in the first half.
We did.
Yeah.
Right. So,
but
like,
still not
here's
as
my
many as they
thing.
did in the second half.
Here's my
Not as
thing.
many as they did in the third quarter. Sorry, Tim. Go ahead.
So, like, we're 2 games in a conference, right? We're 0-2. Great. We got Finley, who is not seemingly developing fully. Like, we're just not seeing it week to week. We have Cam coming in every couple series or something like that. We see him, and then he disappears for a while. He comes back. So, I mean, at this point, 2 games in, 0-2, what do you have to lose to flip it? Just reverse the whole thing. Let him start
That's
it. Southern won't be ready for it. They won't. They're thinking Finley all the way.
Somebody told us I can't remember if it was Ben or if it because we ended up talking to Cam's parents, both his mom and his dad on Saturday, as well as several other coaches' families that came by the tailgate,
players' families.
which was awesome. Thank you. That's all we love that. That's love connecting with you guys. That was great. And I can't remember who said it. They said that Cam was going to play every third drive, which is what we kind of saw. I'm pretty sure that held true throughout the game that Cam started and ran every third drive. Yeah.
Until Finley threw his interception, in which case he got snatched up, and it was the Cam Brown show. Which is what we've seen in the other games too. Is interception equals Cam Brown, right? Finley throws his interception, so that's why last game he didn't throw any interceptions, and we barely saw Cam Brown.
Yeah, well,
but he didn't score any touchdowns either. So there's that.
Well, so one of the comments I don't know. I don't recall if we talked about this last week. I know I had it in my notes. I'm not sure if it came up, but Cam's mom. By the way, we met Cam's dad last week. We met Cam's mom this week. There's a reason why he's the best. Because there's a reason why Cam is the best quarterback on the team, because he has 2 fantastic parents that have brought up a good guy, and y'all are awesome. He's great. I'm going to sing his praises all day long. I want Cam's name to be in our conversation for our Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks, because we know it's already like Dan and Nick, and then you can argue Connor and Granger. I want Cam to be in that conversation, and he needs to get that start and needs to play the entire time. But what I wanted to say was, I forgot.
Great people.
They're great. Well, yeah, but I kind of went into that whole tirade, and I forget exactly what I wanted to say about
terrible people.
We're horrible people.
We're very horrible.
There's nothing good about us at all. I don't know.
Like, just I know you're going to figure out what you wanted to say, but can you imagine, like, if we flip the script and we actually start Cam at Southern?
Oh, that'd be great.
They're not ready for that.
We need to. I do recall what I want to say because it was there. Cam's mom reminded me of this, and I don't know if we talked about it last week or not, because I was drinking. But one of the things that Dell said in the press conference about why he wasn't playing Cam like a starter on every down was, what happens if Cam gets injured? What do we do then?
Go to the next quarterback.
Ryan, I loved your comment when we were talking. You were like, play the backup. It seems very easy. It seems very common.
Every coach ever has had the answer to that question.
You start your absolute best player at that position in every position that you have. And if they get injured, you go to the next guy. That's the whole concept of next man up, right?
I mean, I think so. That's how football works, right? What are we holding them for? What are we like hiding them for?
I don't know.
Well, and
I don't.
who else are we not playing that we just, because we're not as good at football, like we don't notice it, but like we know there's like a backup like lineman who's like been killing it or something.
Did we promise a kicker that they would get to kick every ball between the uprights? And
yeah, he wasn't a kicker. Whoever we promised, he wasn't a kicker, but we promised him anyway.
We promised somebody, hell, you can just kick the ball. We don't care, but we just got to have you here. Come in here.
Yeah, we still have one field goal for the entire season, and it wasn't this game. And we missed an extra point. We missed an extra point. Like, what the hell?
Just stop go for it on fourth down. Stop kicking field goals. Just don't do it.
Just quit.
It's the Arkansas high school guy. I don't know if he's still there or not. Where they never kick it. They always go for it.
They always go for it. Yeah.
Just do it. Do it to the point where. Just to the point where, I don't know, we're just not allowing kickers to be that bad. Come on.
I mean, I was watching the Falcons game last night. We had our new kicker, and you could tell on that one kick that got blocked, and like Romo, I was like, uh-oh, he's redoing his steps to figure out how to kick a field goal. I feel like he went to Georgia State and he touched our kicker, and now there's a problem. Like he can't kick right.
When is Denver's bye week? Can we get Will Lutz in here to do a kicking clinic for invite the entire campus? Like if anybody has two legs, or you can have
one if you can make it.
You can have half a leg if you can plant yourself with a prosthetic. I don't care. Like, can we get Will Lutz in here for a weekend and be like, let's just figure. There was a guy I saw that there was a college kid. It was like A&M.
I mean,
Texas A&M or something like that, where they had kicking problems and they just like an open tryout, and like some kid went out there. I think he ended up going to NFL or something like that. Like he ended up getting yeah.
If you're a student, you could do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I could make with enough training, and if Will wants to just take his time off and come to me and help me train, I could probably get a 20-yarder. I don't think I can get anything past that.
I mean, that sounds like an upgrade.
Maybe on Saturday.
I'm sorry,
guys. We still imagine. Dude, I don't know how eligibility works, but man, I'm sure I've exhausted that out of my.
Pretty sure you've exhausted it.
My decades of time. But hell, why does eligibility even matter anymore in NIL and transfer portal? Just like let anybody play.
You should sue.
I should sue. And then we get Matt Ryan to go back to Boston College and like light up that. Could you imagine if NFL quarterbacks, NFL players in general, finish their career like, we're washed up, we're done in NFL, but I could go back to my college and I could still just destroy these little kids. Yes, sign me up. I'm in for that.
I'll tell you what though, man, watching our kicking on Saturday, I was like, we're just so bad.
Well, because there was like that.
Do we have a backup?
That first drive, right? The first drive looked really good, and I think Hurst dropped the ball running into the end zone on that third down, setting up the fourth. Man, I can't remember that because I wasn't really drinking at the tailgate. Yeah,
it hurt.
We set the field goal. I'm like, all right, I don't like it, but we got this. And then as soon as that ball, I was like, oh, this is the game we're having. Fantastic. All right. That said, we have got to talk about what has got to be the worst call ever in a college football game. In that punt, the Georgia State punt that hit off the App State guy, rolled down to the 2-yard line, and we recovered it. And they said App State ball.
I don't understand it.
Somebody explained that near us and said that they said the ball can touch the other team, and there's some special thing that happened there. I don't understand. I thought if it touched them at all, it's open.
There
ball.
There was something said about if we pushed the App State player into the ball, like we were blocking.
We didn't do that though.
That didn't happen.
We didn't. We didn't. So this is the way I saw it, and I was watching. So you guys were there at the game. I came home because I had the kids, so I watched the game on TV. I had the benefit of the announcers, and so what I saw was I don't know if the guy called for a fair catch, but he definitely was the intended recipient of the punt, and they had another guy already set up in a blocking stance to stop Georgia State from attacking the receiver there. And in mid block, the ball bounces off that App State's thigh. I don't understand how that works. But what they came out of, so, heated crap about what happened. They go to review, whatever. Dell challenges it. They come out of the commercial break, and the TV announcer said it was ruled a non-reviewable play. So ruling on the field stood.
I feel
That's
like
what they
they
said
reviewed it a whole bunch because we booed and they like stopped and then they were talking to coach for a long time and
Intervision said under review.
yeah.
They did all of that, and I saw all of that. But then, like when the ticker tape made its way to the press box, what the ESPN guys said was the ruling was it was a non-reviewable play, so it doesn't matter what they saw. But
we reviewed it, but it was not reviewable, so like don't worry about it.
That's some.
We know we got it wrong, but
I don't want to say that play changed the entire outcome of the game because obviously App State had their way with us for the rest of the game. But I'm a believer in momentum, and I think if you can get some momentum in your direction, it can change the outcome of the game. And had we recovered that ball on that 2 or 1 yard line, whatever it was,
1 yard line, yeah,
that's you have to assume that you're getting a touchdown out of that. Well, if Cam Brown's the quarterback and he can run it in, but if they put Finley in there, no idea. That could have changed the direction of the game. I'm not saying App State doesn't win, but it could have changed the direction. It could have made it look a lot better. I don't understand that play at all.
I can't believe that's not a reviewable thing in college football.
Yeah, it seems
period.
It's like you'd want to be able to review that one.
Huge mess.
What is non-reviewable?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's like
I've heard them say that before, but I don't know why.
Right.
And I know there was the crap with the trashed out Bayou, the Saints, with that playoff game where they thought it was pass interference, I guess.
It was
non-reviewable, and then they changed the rule the next year to like make it reviewable, but they immediately took it back for some reason the next year. It takes so much time to review these pass interference.
What I think they want to save time and not have, and I'm like, well, then maybe just have fewer rules, or like I don't understand.
That's the libertarian in you, Ryan. You're trying to decrease regulation, right?
You want to take holding out of the game.
I do.
Man, can you imagine how crazy it would be?
I take holding out of the game. Why does holding matter? Why I can block you. I can put my hands up here, but I can't get underneath your jersey. Why?
Yeah. So that you can move, because you could just stop somebody completely and it would be really boring.
Okay, so get tighter fitting uniforms that don't allow that to happen.
That's fine. It's never going to happen. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, football will be a defunct sport before holding is gotten rid of.
I was gonna say though, like that wasn't the only call that I was like, "What the hell, refs?" So there were kind of a few. I don't even have them. Like I don't remember off the top of my head. I just remember there were a few because I didn't realize that we only had 2 penalties against us for 30 yards, which is
crazy.
That's pretty. I mean, like they talk about cleaning up the play. Now the refs still seem to have it out for us a couple times with like some really bad play calls like that one, but only 2 penalties, pretty darn good.
That was a comment that the Sidelines GSU Twitter account made. Mac, our buddy Mac, he made. He's like silver lining, like you're trying to find something positive about it. And I guess we've given up over 100 yards in every game in penalties this season.
Yeah. We're averaging over 100 yards in penalties.
We're almost top 30, right? I think
except for this one. Yeah. Except for this one.
We were top 3 going into this game. I don't know what we are now, but
yeah. Well, we all agree on that punt. It did hit the App State player because there was an App State person around us that said, "Oh, it didn't hit him." I'm like, "Dude, you blind?"
There's no that hit his
also changed direction before they hit the ground for no reason.
I didn't hear anyone say it didn't.
That guy's got a shiner on his leg from how that ball hit him. There's no doubt about it. I saw the replay. It hit him. So all right. So there's a lot
Are
of
we done with App
fire.
State? Can we be done with that?
There's a lot of fire Del McGee talk amongst
No.
against
Just
the 7 or 8 Georgia State fans that we have. But I always find that funny whenever the other fan bases make fun of how few fans I have, they always use a very low number, and I'm like, we have more viewers and listeners than the number you're using. So pick a slightly bigger number.
15 is a good number.
Unless it's trash down south, which our outside of Metro Atlanta, our biggest listening demographic is Statesboro. They listen to this
Yeah, they're
stuff.
obsessed.
We'll get to them
Mentally
later on.
challenged people from Southern.
I would like to think that mentally challenged. I was going to try to say something about finding our podcast be harder to do. Yeah. All right. Cool. There is a lot of talk about not only Del McGee being on the hot seat, but a lot of fans wanting to get rid of Del McGee. And I'm curious y'all's takes. We've not talked about it individually. I think it's the dumbest thing I've heard in my entire life. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing, but firing Del McGee right now, I disagree with. What are y'all saying?
Well, way too soon. No, we're not even done with the season yet. We're not firing him. And well, honestly, Charlie Cobb wouldn't fire him this year anyway. It'd probably be next year, no matter what. Like we don't know if Charlie Cobb will be here next year either.
Say
so
Charlie Cobb's not firing him next year either, but I'm
bumped. It's too soon. Like, look, this is one season and a handful of games, right? It's too soon. Look, let McGee realize, hey, maybe I need to change my OC. Hey, maybe I need to change my DC. Maybe these aren't the right guys. Maybe I thought these were the right guys and I brought them in and they're not the right guys. So let me hire someone else and shift things up.
It's not even the right guys. It's not just McGee thinking these right guys. We've had the best recruiting classes we've ever had under Del McGee these past 2 years, and that includes him coming in mid-season or whatever you want to call whatever last year was. Right, I know you expressed on Saturday you weren't happy with McGee. Like, what's your take on what's going on right now?
No, I mean, the last game, not App State, but JMU was the first game where I came out of there being like, maybe it's coaching, right? Where I was like, where I stopped giving him the benefit of the doubt and said, look, this is a little shaky actually, because I thought this was going to go a little bit different. And if it wasn't coaching, then it would have gone a little bit different. But we've seen through these two out of conference or in conference games that it's pretty rough, and it seems to all point there. But that's not a lot of sample size, frankly. And like, you get the first season, that's fine. He had a bit of a rough one. We've got this whole brand new NIL thing we're working on. And yes, I understand everybody's working on it, but like, to your point, we've had good recruiting classes. So maybe we can get in and develop some of this talent, at least for a year or two, and see where it gets us. But like, I think you still got to give them a little bit more time than this. It's not been so catastrophic different anyway, because like Coach Elliott wasn't exactly like, a world beater either. You got to give somebody a second to like right the ship and figure it out. So our low is going to dip even lower than most people's, because we were already decently low. Yeah, no, I think it's wild to start calling for him to get fired after a season and a half, I guess. Yeah, I don't understand that, and it's definitely his seat is heating up, right? And a loss to TDS will not be good for him.
So it's a warm seat. It's warm.
We have joked about Coach A.D. McGee. Do you think that, and I love everything, I'm not discrediting him at all, because I think McGee has done more for this program off the field than any head coach has done outside of Bill Curry just being named as head coach. But do you think that he has to spend so much time trying to build this product, this program, that he's unable to do the job he's actually tasked with doing in coaching the team? Tim, you're shaking your head like crazy right now. I'm out of line.
He's got a OCDC. He's got assistants. Those are the people that are running the show heavy. Like, yeah, is McGee probably focusing on more social presence and stuff like that? Sure, but it's his hires. He's the one that made them. He trusts them. I mean, I think I remember him talking about all the hires he made, like when we changed OCDC and all that stuff, about how much he trusts those people to do the right thing and get the players ready. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he trusts his team, and his team isn't really delivering at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what's
You know
funny?
what I
I
want?
read a post about our friends down south want to
Friends.
trade. They said, "Could we trade Clay Helton for McGee?" I was like, "No."
I saw the other side of that coin, and I saw a Trash Down South fan saying, "Thank you, Georgia State, for not making us want to hire Del McGee the next time he's available."
Ooh.
All right.
Well,
So Trash Down South this weekend, they
Yeah.
have a chance to even up the series. I did see there was a tweet, an X,
A twite.
whatever you
Lighter.
call it nowadays. There was one of those things, and it was some TDS fan saying, the chance to even up the series. They haven't led since that very first win back in 2015 or whatever it was. So my comment was, well, it's nice to be first at something. I mean, they said their biggest disappointment was not being ahead in this series, and it's nice to be ahead at something as a Georgia State fan, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot of fans that on their side that want us to beat them because they want him gone.
Clay,
That is idiotic. That is so stupid. I hate that. That is just
It's there. It's there.
I guarantee you, every single one of their fans that's saying that, Tim, that's saying they want us to beat them, are the same fans that saying this is not a rivalry.
Yeah, probably. That's true.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe when I read it. I'm like, wait, you want your team to lose to your rival to get rid of your head coach? Wow.
There is
That's
not
crazy.
a situation in the world that would want me to cheer for Georgia State losing any game. Like you
no.
could,
Yeah. Why would you?
I want us to win every game.
you could make an argument for me wanting Trash on South to win a game. Like if Trash wins a game, it it puts us into the Sun Belt Conference Championship or something like that. I'm like,
Sure.
yeah, I'm not gonna be rooting for them. Like if I'm watching, I wouldn't watch the game because I will never let that logo on my TV for any extended period of time. But if I was, if that was a scenario, if the scenario was Trash Down South winning a game, put us into the conference championship, I'd be like, I want them to lose, but if they don't, okay, I'm not gonna cheer or root for them at all.
I'd be mad at my own team for putting me in that position in the first place.
Right?
Should have won more games, assholes.
Right?
Got me rooting for
I mean-
TDS over here, you jerk.
So how do we feel, guys, about the game, though? Because,
Who the hell
I
knows?
thought we played much better against App, and we totally shit the bed. Now we got a rival coming, or we're going there. I mean, I don't know. I feel very shaky about this rivalry game.
I mean, I think what we've seen, putting on my optimism hat, I think what we've seen, this is actually a recipe for a Georgia State win. Looking like absolute garbage, playing against the absolute worst fan base in the world, you could win the game. You could win the game convincingly. But if I'm putting money on it, I'm not putting money on this game.
Yeah, when we
well,
talked
I
about
don't-
it
To
last
be
week,
fair, my father-in-law texted me last night as I was walking into Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and he wanted to put money on the Falcons and the Bills game, and I was like, I'm not an idiot. I mean, I'm an idiot. I'm not that big of an idiot, and
It's not the kind of idiot you are.
I should have totally
Different kind of idiot.
I should have like you didn't pay for the wedding like you were supposed to, so yes, I should have put money on this crap. That's
No, I
neither
was
here
gonna
nor
say
there.
the like when we talked about upcoming game with App State, saying how terrible our schedule has been setup wise. Like, yeah, App State's they've always beaten us. They're kind of like that. We kick that monkey off our back, and then you get a
Yeah.
rivalry game. It's like shit. That's another difficult matchup. We don't
And
get
that-
anything good until what, Coastal's next or what?
Okay,
No,
well, we have South
South
Bama for
Alabama.
Ryan's bachelor. But back it up a week of that. We had Jimmy Madison. Yeah, so we have a brutal out of conference with Murray State being like the middle thing, which we had struggled with, whatever. And then then you have the preseason favorite. Then you have the team
Prima
that you
donnas.
can't just beat. Go straight into in-state rival, South Bama. South Bama on a short week. On a short week,
You got to
there's
turn around and play them.
a really
It's not an optimal schedule for us to catch a break, catch a breath of air, play a team that we have a better shot at beating because there's not a rival there. There's not
Yeah,
a
it's
team
just
that beats us all
TDS.
the time. There's not a prima donna team that thinks
Yeah.
they're God's gift to everything. Like, it's just a hard schedule.
So this was a conversation that was had on Panther Talk today or this week, and they were hating on the schedule. Like, well, we'll never be good if we keep on scheduling, 2 SEC teams and a G5 powerhouse. Using powerhouse with Memphis just feels weird, but that's what they're. And my comment back on Panther Talk was, Bill Curry came out when they announced football and they said, "When are you playing Georgia?" And he said, "Anyone, anywhere, anytime."
Yeah.
You know what? I get it. We scheduled Vandy because as a home and home because Vandy is notoriously the worst team in the power whatever, right? When we scheduled Ole Miss, they were fresh off firing a coach and they were bottom dweller in the SEC. Memphis was still looking upwards at UCF and Houston and Cincinnati back then and everything. So yeah, you schedule these games that far out, it looked like winnable games back then. But do you want to schedule games as a coward? Like, I don't want to schedule these teams that my fan base actually has heard of. My fan base actually, knows of. They've watched their games in the past. No. How are you supposed to schedule?
That's the thing. So like getting Vandy, getting a P4 program at all to do a home and home with you is a success in scheduling, period. Like that doesn't happen for every program. That doesn't happen super often across the board. That's just not super common. It's pretty great. Second of all, our problem hasn't been our difficulty of schedule, right? Like we
Difficulty of
lost some of
winning.
those games, but like we're not that good. Like we're just not playing that well. If we were better, this wouldn't be as hard of a schedule. We'd be fine, but we're just not that great. Even if we lost all 3 of those games that against those ranked opponents, we'd still I don't know, we could still be a pretty good team. That's not our problem. That's not what's happening right now.
We're no different than any other team in the Sun Belt. They all have these P5 games. They're not destroyed after losing.
No, they're beating us.
They beat us next.
Our out of conference schedule does not dictate our in conference performance.
Right.
So
Just like basketball,
if you want to lean into that hard, then don't make your out of conference games the first 4 games of the season. Like, spread the losses out, whatever it is. Spread the competition out, whatever. And I know that's difficult because most teams want to get all those. You either have first 4 weeks of the season or you have that second to last week when it's the cupcake before the rivalry game, right? That's the way you schedule out of conference games in general, unless you're playing the independents, right?
I want us to schedule the more obscure FCS team, like the
Right.
most
Murray
random. Yeah, or the team that Florida played. Like, I don't remember the name of it. It was some random team I've never heard of my entire life. I want that.
People talk about how like no one gives a shit about FCS. This is an idea that you just gave me right now, Tim. No one gives a shit about playing FCS teams, and we've talked about. Everyone's said Georgia State was never going to be a successful program in downtown Atlanta playing in an FCS division or conference league, whatever you call it. FCS needs to lean in to what minor league baseball did and have weird as hell mascots. I don't want to see bears and tigers and panthers or whatever. You need to be like the trash pandas and or the bottom dwellers and crap like that. You need to have like weird, cool names, and then be like, yeah, I want to go see them play the, I don't know, the guppies, the catfish, the South Georgia catfish from the Glenn Powell show. What is it called? The show that was filmed at Georgia State. What do they call that show?
I don't know.
I
Powers,
know what you're talking
something Powers,
about. Yeah.
something Power. I haven't watched it yet. You guys watched that at all yet?
I
I
don't even know
haven't
what you're
watched
talking
it,
about.
but I had some friends reach out. They're like, "Hey, we think your stadium was on the show." I'm like, "It was." Was there
It's
a
also in
river
a
behind
Capital
it?
One commercial, so
Yeah. That's in a lot of stuff. Did you know that Georgia's? No, I was kidding. We've had 15 concerts. No.
So obviously, all three of us are, for better or worse, ginormous Georgia State fans. Do your non-Georgia State friends just forward you everything they ever see about Georgia State, like as if you've not seen it already?
Probably because I don't get anything from them about it. Everything they get, they forward right along.
I'll say no. Though that show, obviously, yes, because I guess it was a more popular show. But what I will get is they do check in. I'm like, oh, how are the Panthers doing? I'm like,
Let's not talk about it.
pretty
Let's
pretty
talk about
bad.
something else.
Let's move on. Hey, did Georgia get across the goal line? Let's talk about that.
I do like your commentary there, Ryan. There's not a lot of Georgia State news to talk about, right?
I mean, I have like a Google alert for Georgia State. I think it's just football, and there's like nothing that even comes through that very often. There might be like a AJC fluff something that doesn't have any no good information in it.
AJC
There's
went.
nothing.
They are now a newspaper without a paper. They no longer do print.
Digital only.
They
Yeah.
abandoned the print edition of the AJC. So they're just a blog. They're a blog now. That's all they are.
Paid blog. Those are the worst.
Yeah, they suck. Trash on South, they can go F themselves. Like, do we have anything to say about them at all?
I mean, that's the easiest game on our schedule so far. So
I still thoroughly enjoy the posts on Not Clay Hilton. I do enjoy them.
You enjoy the what post was that?
On the not Clay Hilton.
Oh, okay.
It's their parody account for firing the head coach.
I mean, I hope we get Clay Helton fired too. So
Yeah,
like
we did them.
have
We'll do
something
them
in
a
common with
solid.
some TDS people, I guess. It's weird, but whatever.
yeah. They lose to us this week. That fan base is going to be
Their fan base will
up in
literally
arms. Up in
will
arms.
burn it down.
All right, we'll see what happens. We'll talk football next week. Ryan, are you going to be there next week when we talk? Are you going to be like all wedding focused? You get married like 3 days after the episode next week.
Yeah, no, I should be on.
All right.
I mean, I guess I'll let you know, but I got every intention of being here.
Should I wear my suit? Should I wear my suit on the podcast?
If you want.
To.
Wait, who are we playing? Because it might be the wrong color. No, you're good.
I don't think there's a single team in college football that has the color of the suit you guys picked out for me.
It's like a burnt orange, right?
It's like a rust color. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do look really good in it. All right.
My vest matches yours. So.
Yeah. Sidebar. Yeah. That's a sidebar. Real quick. Basketball. Basketball is kind of starting a little bit tomorrow. Tomorrow, Georgia come in. Ryan, you have zero interest in going to this exhibition match against Georgia.
Yeah, I can't explain it. I have no idea why. It sounds not like something I want to do at all. And I don't know why. Because I grew up a Georgia fan.
Do you think,
no desire.
As a season ticket holder to Georgia State basketball, do you think if this game was included in your ticket package, you would have a different feeling towards it?
I'm not convinced that it isn't included because I still have the ticket in my account and I didn't pay for anything.
It's an additional $10. $10.
It's in my account though. I can click on it. I can look at it.
Yeah, but they won't. Well, okay. Let's assume. Let's assume that they would not honor that. Would it have any bearing at all if it was just already part of your package?
I think the fact that I'm confused about it is one of the reasons I'm not excited about going. And yeah, no, I think that probably, like, if it was just like part of the season and I had already paid for it and like it was already value that I feel like I would be missing if I didn't do it, then yeah,
Right.
I probably would go. Yeah, that makes sense.
God, I was really flipping a coin on that one, trying
Yeah.
to.
Because
But
I'm like,
Tim,
oh,
I
I already
paid
paid for the
for it.
season. Like, if it came with the season, then I'd be like, oh,
But
I
Tim,
better
you're
get
going
that
to the
value
game,
back.
right? Tim, you're going,
I'm going to
right?
the game. I paid for it.
You bought
Is
your
Cam gonna
extra
be wearing?
$10.
Is Cam?
Stupid me.
Did you even tell?
I'm assuming so.
Did you even tell Cam this game's happening? Like, I gotta be out, bud. I gotta go. There's a thing that you stay here.
We moved the podcast to a live one down at the Convocation Center.
He should wear red and black though. That'd be
He should.
nice. It's nice for him that this gets to happen.
I didn't ask. I would assume he would wear red and black. I mean,
I think we win this game. I mean, and it doesn't matter. I think we win this game. I
Yeah.
think this is probably a setup. This is a Globetrotters type game. They probably Hayes and I don't know who the hell Georgia's coach is. This is a scripted game, and they'll both get to see some things they want to see, and it's scripted for Georgia State to win. Like, I would bet $100 we win this game by 8. Yeah,
because it's fixed.
It's fixed.
This
I think
is
it's
like
fixed.
you're saying the basketball game is going to be completely orchestrated by a director.
Yes.
Like they're just going to let us win. There's going to be some crazy series with 2 minutes to go, or we're down by 3.
I mean, I don't think that Georgia's coach is going to tell his players to not score, but I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls his top athletes out like at halftime and just sees what the bottom half can do, and Jonas just go. That being said, if I'm right and we lose, it shows how bad this program really is. We can't even win a fixed game.
Yeah, but who knows? Like we'll never be able to know if you're right or wrong.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say it. I've drank too much. I'm going to say it. If Georgia has white players on the field, on the court, then I'm right. So
it depends on what his 3-point percentage is.
It's also true.
Very true. Are we gonna? So we're not really excited about tomorrow. We're just like whatever.
I mean, I like it. I wish it was a for realsies game, but yeah, it's what it is.
I mean, that I'd be excited about.
It's kind of like NFL preseason. Like I'll get offers from people like, "Oh, do you want to go?" It's free.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about practice.
I'm like, it's not worth it.
As a season ticket holder of the Falcons, I can tell you that preseason games are not free. I pay just as much as for those as I do. It is funny though, because they used to just divide it by however many games you had, and like preseason games were the same price.
Pricing.
So what is it? It was back then. It was 16 games, 8. So it was 2. It was 10 games. They would divide your season ticket price by 10. So a preseason game against Jacksonville was the same price as a home game against Patriots with Tom Brady, which makes no sense, right? So they finally started doing like variable pricing on it. Man, they still put a lot of value in these preseason games. We have 4 season tickets to the Falcons, 2 to new level, 2 lower level, and we literally donate the preseason game tickets to charity for auctions or whatever it may be, because the tax write-off is more money than we would ever get by selling it. So
that's crazy.
That's pretty bad.
It's ridiculous.
You would think that, like, since no one goes to those games, they would make them cheaper so that they could get some butts in seats.
I mean, they're
sell
cheap.
some concessions.
They're cheap, but they're not cheap.
So I know, but make them cheap.
Yeah, I mean, like preseason games should be $10 general admission.
Yeah, fill it up with people who don't typically have access to the regular games.
$10 general admission is what preseason NFL games should be.
Yeah.
I think so.
Pay money, get a reserved seat, have your spot, sell the hell out of your $12 hot dogs,
Yeah, keep
And-
everything there the same price and sell them.
Yeah. And I know the Falcons, the Mercedes Benz. I was talking to some Bills fans as we were walking in, like, oh yeah, man, like, it's cheap to eat and drink here. Like it is if you find the right spots. Like whenever they talk about these Mercedes Benz like fan first
Near
pricing,
one of them.
that is not every station. You've got to go seek that $5 beer. I've been a season ticket holder the entire time. I've never found the $5 beer. I don't know where it is. No idea. To be fair, my good seats have included alcohol, so I don't look that much for $5 beer.
Why would you look? I feel like it's on the east. No, it'd be the west end zone. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of end
West end
zones, bring it back to basketball. We got some new information today about the way the hospitality access is going to be at the convocation center, the box. And while I hate the term hospitality, we got to find a better name. Why are we calling it hospitality? It's a horrible name. I think I like what they're doing. This actually may be a rare positive that I find with Georgia State's decision to do something.
I don't hate it because it'll take up space. It'll reduce the amount of seats. So, like for games where there is,
what's going on? What's going on?
So
what are they doing?
we're taking away a bunch of seats behind the southern basket. I guess it would be
The non-student side.
Non-student side. So they're going to probably push back all the seats, and then
Wait. They moved.
So that was one. So Tim, sorry, quick. That was one of the comments that was made in our group chat that I wasn't sure. Do you think they're actually pushing back the bleachers? Do you think they're pushing by the? See,
Yes.
I did not read it as that. How I read it,
I mean, it looks like it.
the way I read it was that little empty space, that little behind the existing seats that's where they're going to host the new hospitality event versus being in the basement in that classroom down there, which I think is a great idea. I think it's an awesome idea. But
get it out in front of people.
They're going to have some high top tables and stuff like that where people hang out.
Right?
And I think those 2 or 3 sections, maybe 4 sections, whatever it is, would be accessible to those that had access to the hospitality area.
I don't know. I read it as like they're pushing the seats back.
Not pushing. Now, if they're pushing the seats back, I'll wait to see how I feel about it. But off the top of my head, horrible idea.
That's the way the diagram looks. It has this gigantic hospitality spot behind the basket. I'm like, the only way you do that is you push seats all the way back.
Well, I don't think they need. They said that you have the ability to sit in their VIP area or sit in your own seats, but they're opening it up at when gates open, and then the food service starts at tip off. And I'm like, oh great! The moment that you want everyone watching the game, you're like, oh, we have our
go get food now.
Our ham sandwiches are here now. That's great.
I hope it's a ham sandwich.
I like a ham sandwich.
The funny thing I noticed was non-transferable, so that people give us their tickets. That's how the only way I've gotten in there really is because they upped the price of it after the first season, where I thought I was going to have access, and then they sort of bait and switched. And then now they're saying that I can't even go, like if one of our patrons gives us their tickets or whatever, like I can't go in under their name.
Well, so
I can sit in their seats, but I can't go get the perk.
No, I agree. I've said ever since the box opened, that sounds funny. I've said that I think that the hospitality access should follow the donor, not the ticket. But the non-transferable thing, I think it raises a lot of questions. So let's say this. Let's say that, Tim, you and I buy tickets together. You and me. You and I, we go to every game together. It's you and me. We go to every game. They're in your name, but we go to every game. All right. So then you're sick or you can't. You had a work trip. You can't go.
Yeah.
I'm no longer allowed to go to that game or go to hospitality because the tickets are in your name.
Well, David, in this example, no, you wouldn't be able to. Other people might be able to because clearly this is targeting us. We're the only people who do this. And he just is like, you know what? Ryan and David need to not be in here anymore. Because Tim, I think you do, or you get the perk, right? You don't have to say, I guess.
He-
I only
he's
get it. No, I think I only get it for the
non-conference.
non-conference home games.
Yeah, so they just
Well,
didn't want
so
us in there drinking two of their
They get
beers.
parking
So
for that.
And being assholes to everybody, I guess.
I said this facetiously on the group chat, but I really think it'd be hilarious if we did it.
What?
Everybody change the name on your season ticket accounts to State of Atlanta. And so that whenever we show, not just us, when anybody shows up and they say,
State of Atlanta.
I'm here for hospital access, and like, what's the name on the account? State of Atlanta.
State of Atlanta is used 20 times. There's 20 tickets.
But you do have to put it in as State of Atlanta with like a ksh, and you have to bring a beer and open it in front of them.
Yeah, exactly. When you walk up to the booth,
In the face. Yeah, so
go Tim.
I'm
Sorry.
excited about the perk for a couple games, I guess, and then it goes away, and I stare at all.
I like the idea. I
people.
think it's smart. Having the hospitality down underneath in the basement was a horrible idea. I said it should have been up behind the student section on the little platform over there. They're doing it on the other side. It's probably smarter. It's probably smarter to do it that way. We'll wait to see how it goes, but I'm going to go on record right now. I think this is a good move, and I like it, and I support it, and we'll see how it turns out. It's not going to benefit me at all, but
Does this Tim, you were just joking, I think, but does this also expire after the out of conference for some people and then only other people for conference play?
Yes. So you get the if you're a $1,000 or higher donor, you get hospitality access for the non-conference games. Then once we're in conference play, you are no longer invited.
$100
$2,500 gets
an additional $1,500
It's
get you.
expensive.
And by the way, if you'll look at it, we don't have a robust home schedule. Like we're playing a non D1 program as an exhibition game on the road at Morehouse. Like we're not even playing.
To be fair in that price, it's courtside seats essentially with like comfy seats too.
Is it?
It is.
It's the same place where there were courtside seats before, right?
No, it's not courtside. It's
well, there's a debate about that then, because
it's
you're
that
saying
section.
no, very sure.
Again, yeah, sorry, we don't know for sure, but from what I'm understanding, it's those sections. It's just those.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah, I guess I don't know. I was gonna try to give sell it a little bit, be like, you get a courtside seat, but maybe if you're not.
That's a huge.
No, they have to.
I always looked at every time the pack schedule would come out at the beginning of the season. I'd always look like, all right, how much do I give right now, and what's the next monetary unit up, and what's the next monetary unit up, and how much more stuff do I get out of this? And it was never that great. But you're going to tell me that I get like 3 or 4 home games for $1,000, and it takes me $2,500, another $1,500 to get to the conference schedule. It's a little demeaning. It's a little demeaning.
You get some chicken tendies.
Maybe not. Maybe I may get some ham sandwiches.
Some days, yeah. Yeah, no, I will say, like, at the football game, I did go up and try to get into hospitality, even though I did get that email. And yeah, sure enough, they did not let me in. I wasn't on there, and they were like, you know what, like you probably were at this level, and that was only for out of conference. And I got to talk to one of the associate directors of development, and I was like, hey man, like that doesn't feel very good. And yeah, I got that email, but I bet some people didn't, and like that would feel pretty bad. Like I've had hospitality access the entire time there's been hospitality. I think first year, second year in the Georgia Dome, I didn't. But ever since then, I've had it.
Because you're a student back then, or you're. I don't know.
And I'm not donating less than I was back then. I'm donating less than I was after that basketball season. But like to me, it's like, okay, so then you're gonna let me even go to some of these, and then all of a sudden I don't get to go. Like that feels bad. Like that just feels bad.
Yeah, I know. I get trying to find like that level of like trying to get more money. They're in development. They're supposed to be raising money. So I get that, trying to figure out different ways to
for money.
But what ask for money? But two, like that disparity, that should be a very small bump. it shouldn't be $1,500. It shouldn't be more than $100 a month. It should not be more than your phone bill a month to be able to get that access, just to go straight from out of conference to in conference games. Make it $250, $500, maybe. Also, it's just weird, like you said, Ryan, that you give this benefit to people at the beginning of the season and then they don't get it the rest of the season. So they walk up and they feel bad. Maybe they brought their neighbor. Maybe they brought their brother-in-law. Maybe they brought somebody else. Like, hey man, this is cool. We can get a couple of drinks over here. It's gonna be awesome. We'll go do this. And like then they walk up, like, oh, sorry, you don't have in-conference access. Go buy your $9 beer and your $12 hot dog over there. Sorry.
I think that's been one of my biggest complaints about how some of these like engagements have been run. It's like there's always like, these like convoluted rules that make it really confusing to like your average person. Like even large donors just they don't want to keep track of all your rules. Like if I'm going to the trophy room this week or the president's suite this one or some other place the next one or like where I don't know where the hell I'm going. Like just give me a ticket and like call it a day. You know, like I shouldn't have to worry about all your rules.
You're absolutely right. I played in a lot of different rec league sports years ago, and then I ended up running several rec league sports as well. And when it came to rules, my perspective was everybody wanted a rule for this or rule for that, whatever. And I'm like, don't make the officiant's job harder than it needs to be. Less rules, make it easy so everyone has a good idea about what's going on there. Yeah, just it shouldn't be. I can do this. And think about it this way: what if there's an out of conference game 9 weeks into the season, and like, oh well,
you get that one game.
I've been turned down for the past 6 weeks, but now I can go. Do I even know that I can go to this game? Do I know that I can go to this hospitality? I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I do think the switch of hospitality to where they're doing it, it sounds right to me. I like that.
Here's what I can tell you, David. It's either on the floor or somehow, because you can see that the seats are probably going to be pushed back because in the diagram they show the sections and just remember those two rows that have the different chair backs?
They do block
That's
it
that
out.
little ring.
You're not wrong. They do block that out as a little rectangle, as it is like that's the section. So
yeah. So I think that's it. We'll find out.
Well, you guys will see tomorrow night.
Not tomorrow.
I won't be there.
No, it's not tomorrow night because they don't have it tomorrow night. I don't think.
Oh, they're not even doing it for the Georgia game.
Right. I think they have normal.
Well,
seats.
you guys can talk to Eli with a Y tomorrow about it. I'll be in my HR management class. So
I was told they
would do this, but it would be cool if they like had it elevated a little bit, a couple rows up, and somehow they can like undo the seats and put a flat like areas for everyone to hang out.
We'll see. All right. You guys ready to wrap this up and we go to last call?
One other thing real quick. I was told they lose money on hospitality, and that's why they started doing some of this like limiting stuff, which does make sense. But this again goes back to something I've been saying all along. That needs to be a place where they go in and ask you for money. They should be raising money outside of whatever the perk is. They should get you in the door so that they can have a conversation with you to ask you for more money. And they should be asking everybody in there for more money.
Ryan, when is the last time someone's asked you for more money?
At Georgia State? It's years ago, man. I don't know.
Tim, when's the last time somebody at Georgia State asked you for more money?
There was some time in the last 3 years.
Last 3 years,
some event. Yeah, one event, one time.
I became a donor when we started football, and no one has ever asked me in the 15 years for more money.
It's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, and I stopped giving. And honestly, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put it out publicly. I will not give any money to Georgia State until Eli is gone.
Yeah, at this point, I would say no. Go F yourself. I've been treated a certain way. Like again, I really firmly believe that we are the ones targeted with the non-transferable. Whether it's a good idea or not, they put that in place because they did not want us in there. And to me, I'm like, I don't understand how you can treat some of your most diehard fans like that, and I'm not going to reward it with anything. You get the bare minimum out of me.
I just love that you put the letter R in the word ideal. All right. I got to pee, guys. Tim.
All right.
Blow us out of here.
Movie phone.
Movie phone.
Did you just
That's
ask
right,
him to
movie
blow
phone.
us?
Well, yes.
We're not doing movie phone. Thanks everyone for listening. We're gonna take a quick break here and head on over to last call. I'm way out of a drink because I feel like we're over an hour. Jesus.
Yeah, we are.
And I gotta go pee, so that's double whammy. If you like what you heard or you didn't, we don't really care actually. Well, we do care, but certain people don't care. Support us anyway at patreon.com/State of Atlanta. You'll get live streaming access to Last Call, group discounts on merch. Wait, group discounts on merch? That'd be weird. Discounts on merch, group texts, because everyone loves messages at 3 a.m. from David. Right, David?
They're not always for me.
And booze at our home tailgates, which there are only 2 left. But don't worry, we might have some at basketball. We'll see. We're always coming up with something. $5 a month is all it takes to become a fan of our show. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Peace.